Hi you guys! So the background is a little different, as you can see, from my normal sitting on a couch or sitting outside talking to you all. And that's partly because I'm actually in the process of redoing one of my bedrooms to make it more into a studio, professional, video place, podcast, maybe, setting of where I can actually produce content to upload to YouTube. I've talked about it many different times about how there's different subjects that mean a lot to me and that are just like filtering through my head that I really want to push out to YouTube, but I just haven't had the opportunity. So maybe if I develop a space for it, it'll start happening. But today I'm actually going to do a video of how to dress for an interview. Why how to dress for an interview, Melissa? I don't understand. Where is this coming from? So, a big part of my life is my career. I am very fortunate to love what I do. I love the people I work with, and I have a really great career in my eyes. And fortunately, I've been in the corporate life for about 13 years. So I feel like I know a little bit about work-life balance, career life, how to move up within a company, how to maximize your abilities within a career. And I really want to do a series on work-life balance, career, interviewing, and I really want to put content out that I think I know a little bit about and I think that you would benefit from. I know a lot of people that watch my videos are either at the height of their careers or working into potentially finding their forever career, and I want to help you. I want to let you know what has worked for me. And like I always have to preface, I am not a career expert. I'm not in human resources. I'm not a professional coach, but I feel like I know a little. So today's video is going to be how to dress appropriately for an interview. And why this video? Well, like I said, I've been in the corporate life for 13 years. I was a competitive baton twirler for about 20 years. And a little side note, if you're not aware, part of a baton competition, in order for you to win the overall pageant, there's a section of the pageant as an interview. There's usually 3 parts of the pageant within the competition, and one of those is interview. So I always enjoyed interview. I was absolutely terrified of interview, but I enjoyed it. I learned so much. So I have been interviewed for a majority of my life. I also competed in beauty scholarship pageants where there's always an interview. And now I'm fortunate enough to be able to judge some of these pageants, which allows me to now ask questions in an interview. So I've been on both sides of the interview. I've been the one being interviewed and I've been the one interviewing. There's so many different aspects of an interview that I kind of want to get into, which is, you know, what kind of questions should I have? What kind of questions are they going to have? What's appropriate for a resume? There's so many things that I want to put out there, and I don't know if that would even interest you, but let me know in the comments if it will. But for the sake of today's video and for me not making this a 30-minute video, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks of how to dress appropriately for an interview. I am obviously a woman. I only have women's clothing and opinions. However, I have interviewed men previously before, so I know what works. I see what works. I have definitely been in positions where I've interviewed someone and I'm like, oh my goodness, let me just help you. And again, I'm not an expert. So I want to first start off with first impressions really do last a lifetime. So when you walk into an interview, you want to look put together. You want to have appropriate clothing. You want to have clean clothing. You want to be clean shaven. You want your hair to look nice. You want everything to look put together. There are obviously different positions and different job opportunities that you may dress a little differently depending on what you're interviewing for. Totally get that. However, my recommendation is always to always overdress than underdress. You much rather be in nice, let's say nice leather shoes for a man than flip-flops. Women, you do not want to be in your hot 7-inch stilettos that you wear out on Friday night. You want to be in the kitten heel that is a little bit more conservative. So I would say keep it a little classy when you're going for an interview. I actually am going to provide you with 2 examples of what to wear, what not to wear. And the first 2 examples are going to be showcasing the clothing. So they're very minimal. It's black. Black is always a very good statement piece. You may want to do beige, gray, White is tough. I would probably steer away from white for women. For men, if you're going to wear a white shirt, I would wear it as underneath a suit. Make sure that it's ironed and it's pressed. It's not wrinkly. I would wear a button shirt. Like, I wouldn't wear, I mean, it's tough because for men, I have seen people wear nice button-down shirts where they have been golfer shirts and they're okay, but I would steer away from the golfer shirts and just wear a nice button-down long sleeve shirt if you're not going to wear a suit. Women, make sure that your outfits are not super tight and super, how do I say this, show too much skin. You don't want to show all your goodies to the person you're being interviewed. If you've got big nanas, don't show them off. It's hard to hide them. I understand when women have curves, it's hard to hide your curves. So I always recommend if you have a little bit of curves, wear a jacket. I would steer away from very outgoing colors. I would keep everything super minimalistic. The other thing, same thing, keep it simple with hair and makeup. You don't want to wear your, you don't want to put on your smoky eye for an interview. You want to keep it very natural looking. Women, I would keep your hair down. I wouldn't necessarily put it in a bun. I've seen some people, you know, they want the sexy secretary where they put the bun on, they put the bun up and then the glasses. I would stay away from that. I would just keep it very simple with your hair and your makeup. Same thing with your shoes. I've already mentioned it. Do not wear your fancy stilettos. I would wear kitten heels, no more than 3 inches high. I would wear a very simple heel, no chunky heels. And for men, stay away from flip-flops and tennis shoes. If you have nice dress shoes, I would wear those. Brown or black leather boots are always really, really classy looking on men, just saying. And that goes for any time, not even just an interview. I would dark jeans with a nice brown leather boot. Girl, you got me. Boy, you got me. Anyways, so that's kind of the clothing head to toe. I would also pay attention to the accessories. I am a fan of statement earrings like no other. However, for an interview, I would keep it very minimal. Maybe pearls or diamonds for the women. Men, if you like bracelets and you like rings and big chains, keep them at home, at least for the interview. You wanna portray yourself as professional at all times, and people are going to look at what you're wearing. So I would keep it super, super, super simple when it comes to accessories. Men, please don't wear a hat in the interview. Just no. Same thing with women. I have the cutest little hats and I'll show you in the video of me not what you should not wear, but I wouldn't wear that in an interview. So you want to be very careful about the accessories that you're going to be wearing. Which leads me to this guy. My iWatch is my saving grace. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. It pushes me to work out, pushes me to stand up. However, if you do wear this iWatch in an interview, put it on airplane mode. You must put it on airplane mode. I'll share a quick little story. When I first got this iWatch, I didn't know the capabilities, I didn't know the inner workings of it, I didn't understand airplane mode, I didn't know silence, I didn't know any of that. So I'm sitting in a meeting with my boss and my watch just kept going bing and then vibrating. So I kept going like this without realizing what I was doing. Finally, she stopped everything, folded her hands and went like this and said, "Do you have somewhere else that you need to be?" I took my watch off, I threw it in my purse, and I said, "I apologize." So now, during the day, my watch is on airplane mode, it is on silent. So these are great. Technology is wonderful. Same thing with your cell phone. It's great to have a cell phone. However, in an interview, it should be silenced. I would even recommend possibly turning it off so you're not hearing a vibrating in the middle of an interview. So when you're going to an interview, take your watch off for the 20 minutes that you're in the room, or 30 minutes or hour or 5 minutes, so that that's not distracting to you. You don't need any distractions. I also recommend bringing something with you. So I usually bring a Padfolio, and I usually have a copy of my resume in the Padfolio so that it's available in the event that they ask for the resume. You want to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Overdressed, not underdressed, over-prepared, under-prepared. You know, simple. What? And then finally, my favorite tip, brush your teeth. I know that sounds really silly, but hygiene is super important. It's important for a first impression. You are meeting someone for the first time. The last thing you want to do is have bad breath or dirty, like clean yourself up. You know, if you know you just drank 3 cups of coffee, a cup of coffee, or something else that makes your breath kind of smell a little differently, throw a mint in there. Don't throw gum in there. Throw a mint in there, chew it up real fast, and then introduce yourself. So remember, hygiene is super important, and this is just the beginning of the first impression of your interview. There's so many things that come into actually getting the job, but this is just that first impression that I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of my tips and tricks. And if you like this video, great. And if you learned something from this video, that's awesome. If you didn't, that's okay too. But this is kind of gonna be maybe a series or recommendations or part of a subject that I wanna continue doing on this channel. There's so many things that I am interested in and I want to put out to YouTube because I feel like it means something to my heart. And why would you put something out on the internet that's there forever if it doesn't make sense to you? So there's that. Okay. I'm going to end this. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have liked it or learned something, let me know in the comments. Tell me something that maybe you've learned from this video, or if you have recommendations of how to dress appropriately for an interview, leave the comments below. It is always great to get a community together so that we can work together because, like I said, this is one person's opinion. This is not going to be the end and be all. So if we work together, we can all have these amazing careers that we're gonna love so much. But, all right. I'll see y'all soon. Bye! Thank you.